How would you like to have up to $100,000 in working capital you can use to build, grow, expand, and even get out of a tight pinch? Hi, welcome into this Accion review where I, Michael, will be completely going in depth, showing you all there is to know about this company, how they land, the qualifications, requirements, pros and cons, alternatives, and everything you must know if you finally want to continue to build your small business that you currently have looking at stalled, just sitting there, worrying, being in frustration, thinking, will I even be able to run this? Will it be fully operational? Now, before I get started, if this is the first time you're watching me, I do come out with videos like this on alternative lending options, different review videos, how-to, free guides. In fact, I have a free 6-step checklist you can pick up down below in the description that will help you with pre-approval for startups and non-startups as well. Let's get into this. You're looking at the screen here, Accion Opportunity Fund. Now, before I go into the small business loans, this is a nonprofit global company. Now we come here, it says, we harness the power of digital technology to create a financially inclusive world. And this is just a homepage on what they focus on, global challenges such as feeding families, saving money, emergency insurance, building credit, among many more solutions. I feel like this is important for you to know a bit of the history of this company, how they've been around for a while now, years and years, and the type of impact they are bringing. It's one thing to want a small business loan. It's another thing to understand the history of them and, are they credible? Are they worth working with? Because if you know this already, there are many companies, many lenders who just try to get that hack or that way to charge you with high amounts of interest rates without you really wanting that or really understanding the type of small business loan you're getting. Now, if you continue to watch here, you're going to understand how to use them to your advantage. Coming back here, we have the page that says small business loans that work for you. They offer loans in a range of sizes through our lending arm, Accion Opportunity Fund Community Development, as well as educational resources, coaching and support networks in English and Spanish. As a Spanish speaker myself fluently, that's something that is great to have. I know it's not like lenders decline you because you speak a different language or understand something differently than maybe they would, except it's great to get resources in that format. Now we scroll down this page a little bit. I'm going to walk you through the types of loan amounts and numbers. So in $5,000 to $100,000, you can get an affordable capital with transparent terms and no repayment penalty. That's what I like about them is they give you those monthly payments and there's no repayment penalty. So that's an advantage that you don't get to see with other types of companies, these lenders who won't give you that type of flexibility. If you don't repay back on time throughout the term of your loan, whether that's short or long or whatever type of loan type it is, you can get charged for that. And these lenders will typically go away from you unless you kind of battle that and show a different means. So interest rates, they are as low as 5.99%. They offer you different rates that are very based upon your repayment plan as you prefer, which is very common across all of alternative lending, all different ways of getting a business loan solution. Now, programs and coaching, this is more than just loans. And this is the part that I like about them. So they also provide you the educational resources, the coaching, and access to support networks. So you don't have to feel like this lone wolf trying to go at it and figuring it out on your own, making mistake after mistake, days, weeks, months, even years go by and you're still in the same situation. Or if you're not happy with the loan you have. You can't power your business to move forward with this. I've been in your shoes. If that's what you're thinking, I know what it feels like. Okay, let's go over through some categories here from left to right. What makes them different, right? If I were writing a blog post, which I normally have in blog post format, if it's not, no worries. If it is, look in the description for it. At Accion Opportunity Fund, they do things differently. They're here to support you, as we just saw with the coaching and the extra support that you get, and provide you with those resources your business needs to fully thrive. Not just what you need to make it through another month, to pay payroll, to make it where you're helping your employees, inventory, maybe you need that extra room for patio, whatever type of industry it is you're in. Maybe you're trying to get out of a tight pinch. They really help you move the needle forward. Here are some benefits of them. They are a nonprofit lender. Because we don't exist to make profits, we use the money from your repayment to support other business owners. This is an amazing feature that they have that you don't get to see from many other types of companies. Because they are for nonprofits, they understand the value in giving back to communities. They understand the people who need it the most. And so, like myself and like many other people who are trying to help others, they want to do that. They want to pay it back. Customized loans and repayment terms, no two businesses are alike. So they structure loans that will work for your business. Don't worry about it for someone else's. You know this probably when you go and apply for a loan, or you've looked at other companies in the past, and you're asking yourself, well, does this lender cater to my exact needs? That's the question to answer. Not every platform does. A lot of them, they want to squeeze out the money you have, and also in terms of repayment, as opposed to here where they're very flexible and they're willing to work with you. And in fact, that they have a low credit score requirement, which I'll get into now. It is a minimum of a 575 plus, and that is very low when you consider and compare to other companies out there that are maybe startup and non-startup friendly, especially the non-startups, where you'll see higher amounts. They want to see more of a good to an excellence, and very rarely do you see those that come down to a 5 to a 400, especially in alternative lending. You like to see more of a 600 range. But those who do go underneath that usually tend to work in revenue-based funding, meaning that these companies and lenders, they will solely look at your monthly revenue, right? They will factor in how much do you have credit score-wise. Do you have a business checking account? What is your FICO? In fact, they focus more on FICO instead of things like Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. And so that's the advantage with revenue-based funding. And that's why I love that option much more. In fact, I know of a company where you can get it as low as 450 plus in FICO. Just looking at history, how do you use your credits, and just minimum requirements. And you can get up to 25K same day instant approval, and even up to 2 million. And if that's something that you are actually interested in, look in the description to look for those videos, those blog posts, so you can learn more about like company that offers that type of program. It's unparalleled. There's nothing else out there like it that just looks at revenue, what you're making, low as 5,000 plus per month. I'll leave that again in the description. It's actually one of my preferred recommendations. Support for anyone, no matter your credit score. We just talked about that, the 575 plus, but it also depends on the type of loans you're getting. And that goes across the board. It does not matter what type of company. It doesn't have to be Accion. It can be anybody else, On Deck, Fundera, through them, through different marketplaces. Depends on the loan you're getting. And if you're making an income, great. Are you sustainable? Do you have any negative bank statements, and just so much more, how you're using the money, etc. Do you qualify? This is the most important part. So they do their best to make their services as accessible as possible. But like anyone, they do have requirements. And you know this, right? So must have at least 12 months in business. Well, you're asking yourself, how about a startup? I heard some information about it. You know, this was a thing in the past. Not sure if they're going to come back to it. It's become more discreet. They give you more flexibility. They've been known to actually work with some startups, but for the most part, you must have at least 12 months in business. You know, ever since coronavirus, ever since different crashes, the economy turning, these lenders got to protect themselves at the end of the day. They got to know that they're giving you their money and it's not going to be a high risk. High risk industries, it's harder, like real estate, depending on what type of company you're working with. Your business must generate $50,000 or more in annual sales. So if you meet these two already, great. But if you don't, and you are a startup, you're asking yourself, where do I go? Let me just cover this quickly. If you are a startup, I'll have options for you down below in the description. You can see your A+ different options for startups, different angles you can take, because I know how difficult it can be. There are companies that say, hey, if you're a startup, but you're making 5,000 plus per month and you have a 600 credit score and this extra requirements, then you can go ahead and apply with us. There's many companies that do that. I won't start naming them. But if you want to know your startup options, look down below and also pick up the checklist so I can keep you up to date. As well as SBA is another option, 504 loans. There's a broad range of them that I won't get into in this part, but again, more information there. You must own at least 20% of the business. Okay, keep that in mind. Be at least 18 years or older, very common. There's a little apply button there. But before we go into showing you the application, let me go through the process, give you a bird's eye view, and then we'll kind of simulate that. So step 1, apply online. Step 2, review your offers. Step 3, you're going to finalize your loan. So 3 very simple and easy steps to get through. Simple and can be easy. And I say easy with a grain of salt and a spectrum, because do you want to make it harder on yourself? Do you want to waste your time and energy going through an application that you know you will not qualify for, but because you heard about it somewhere, you maybe watched a different YouTube video that wasn't credible, doesn't give you enough information, you're going to do it anyways. I've had so many people as a business loan broker helping people get the right type of loan that still apply for something that's way out of their reach, but they say, because I want to see. You're not tricking anybody by doing that, and you're just wasting your time. And if there's an application fee, there's origination fees with these, then there you go. So very simple. You get a quote without impacting your credit score. If you're worried about that, don't worry about it no more. Be prepared to share business revenues and expenses. Pulling numbers from your tax returns can help. Step 2, reviewing your offers. They're going to share with you the offers you can choose from with different term lengths. These are term loans. We're talking about monthly repayments, short, long term, and interest rate options. If you have no options for you, if there's no options for you, we'll try to refer you to one of our partners to provide you with other resources. And then the last part is finalizing your loan, getting you funded. Once you've chosen that offer, they'll ask for final documentation. Very common to happen. This happens with many different types of programs. You get to that step where you have to give them your application, like maybe in a PDF format, and then you have to submit documentation. Likely we'll look for a background check just to make sure things are going well. Back you with a final offer and loan agreement. Upon signing, you'll get the money you need for your business to be able to power it forward and not have to worry day in and day out, going to sleep and then waking up, I got to do this all over again. When you repay your loan, we'll invest that money into other small businesses, as I said earlier. Here's just some reviews. One from Adolfo. The loans gave me the push to do more things with my business. I make my customers happier with the inventory that they are looking for. So Adolfo here specifically needed to expand. He needed to grow. So he used the money he got for more inventory. Very common. I've seen that a lot of the times. Okay, Two Amigos Western Wear. So if we go through these here, we have Cynthia. The restaurant industry is very tough, and I'm glad Accion Opportunity Fund is there for me. Restaurants. If you're a restaurant owner watching this video right now, I've worked with many of you, okay, and I do still to this day. And I know how difficult it is when you have to lose employees. You have to let them go or they go by themselves. There are other repercussions that come with all that, amounts. You have to think about closing your doors, just closing temporarily, certain hours of the day. You don't get enough inventory coming in, enough products, because there's not enough of a demand. Maybe there's more supply now, but what we're thinking about here in terms of economics is the demand of it. There's always more supply, demand, people less coming in, right? So if that's something that you want, and something like Accion can help, or my alternative solution to that with my other program that you can get up to 25K same day instant approval, very fast with low credit score, low monthly payments, low monthly income, of 5,000 plus, as well as you get an up to $2 million option with revenue-based funding much better what I prefer than to term loans, business term loans. So again, look for that down below in the description, where you're going to get my #1 recommendation for that. So one more here. So you only get 2. We're going to scroll down here, need other resources, get business coaching and mentoring, find tools to grow your business. Just coming down here to the footer, apply for a loan. We're going to click that button. And it's going to bring you up a pop-up, loans from $5,000 to $100,000 with transparent terms and no payment, prepayment penalty. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your business, and receive your quote in minutes without impacting your credit score. So we can go here, select our options. You're going to refresh this just to show you what I was doing. Loan amount. All right, we can put a certain number in there, or we can click the drop down and then we can just kind of put something there. I know I don't really want to show my email, but let's see, we wanted to choose a certain loan we want. You get from debt consolidation or refinance all the way down to other. So let's say, for example, we're going to use working capital. But before I do that, you can see the different types: inventory purchase, equipment purchasing, vehicles. All these are very common in many different areas for equipment financing, refinancing, leases, track leases. They don't focus so much on that, especially if you're in the trucking industry. But remodeling, new business location, acquire business, marketing, emergency repairs, even marketing. Look at that. Very nice. Working capital. And let's just put something there. And if you're getting value out of this video, please comment down below in comment section. Have you ever started with a loan? Are you a startup, non-startup? What is it that you were exactly looking for? Have you tried to get alternative lending in the past? Have you been shut down by the banks? Let me know what comments, what concerns you have. I'll be there to answer them for you. And if you're wondering what this backdrop is right now, and I didn't cover it earlier, I'm in a different room because we have family over one and we're constructing things outside. So I had to move things temporarily to this closet type of area, and it looks a little bit like a congested environment. So no worries about that. Let's move down here. This is kind of what you're going to come across about your business, business information, personal, financial, and then selecting the offer, which is an amazing thing you get from Accion at the very end. There are other providers and platforms that will say, hey, how much do you want? And they won't actually, they'll give you like what the offer is in the beginning, and they won't so much give it to you at the end. So this is a great advantage here. Business structure information, just very specific stuff. They want to make sure that you are who you say you are and everything lines up, right? Don't be trying to trick anybody, okay? This is not how this works. You can't just bypass the system by thinking what it is you need, but not following the actual requirements. So business industry, we can go through the scroll down here, get apparel, accounting, auto repair, auto sales, childcare. I won't name them all, construction, but you can see everything. You can go through all the way down to web info, trucking, transportation, and more. And if you are in the trucking industry, this is a great solution, but I also have alternatives. If you want to know the best small business trucking options for you, I'll leave more information to a post down below in the description so you can learn and see which one is best for you. And there are many types of industries they service, but I won't get into the specifics. You know, if you've gone through this, you know kind of more or less what to expect. They're going to guide you every step of the way there, and they're going to ensure you get your business loan ready so that you can use to get out of a tight pinch, to expand, grow, build. Build, I say that softly in terms of if you're a startup. Again, I have other options for you in the description. Let me just cover this very quickly and I'll get you going. We went through all this already. The Accion homepage, the application, the small business loans, and who they actually support and help. We have loan audiences for like women-owned businesses, minority-owned, food and beverage startups, small businesses, loans for veterans, for people with disabilities, for green businesses, and many more solutions out there that you wouldn't expect to see with other types of companies. Okay, so pros, very fast funding, you can get help through a nonprofit organization that has this sector helping small businesses grow. You get provided with loan experts, no hard credit checks. Doesn't impact your credit score going through an application. Very helpful. Services many different industries. They are more for nonprofits, so non-startup. So maybe that's a con to you if you are a startup company. Term loans are offered. They don't offer a wide variety. I know they have PPP loan types, but those are out of the question at this moment in time as I'm shooting this video. I think they might be opened up by by another time. But let me go here very quickly just so I can reference that. Go back to the main page here. Okay, this is the page I wanted to come to, where we were in the beginning. Just to kind of reference it and make sure you see it visually, not just me saying it. So again, the loan amounts $5,000 to $100,000, interest rates as low as 5.99%, depends on what you're getting. The small business loans here, PP loan forgiveness. Looks like they are now accepting. Okay, that's good. I know there was a time when it wasn't. Okay. So for PPP loans, if you're looking at that, unless they didn't update it, there will be more information of that. But many programs, they have that closed. You can't always get that. So for alternatives, you have SBAs and different other options to go down. But yeah, that is everything that I really wanted to cover in this video. We went through the qualifications, what makes them different, the application process, clients are saying, coaching and mentoring. And then my other alternatives with funding. You can get revenue-based funding and not focus on business terms. Term loans. Revenue-based funding just solely looks mostly at your revenue. You can't have other things like credit scores, but I believe that's one of the best routes to go through. And even merchant cash advances is another one. Kind of similar, more or less, but with revenue-based funding, they don't take a percentage of your future credit and debit card sales. So revenue-based funding with the type of company that I recommend down below in the description. And if you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and do so you don't miss a future video I come out with small business funding and other opportunities that are out there. And pick up that checklist again down below in the description. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.